Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's Minute with Margot. Today, I wanted to talk with you guys about something that I actually had a conversation about this morning, and that is dollar per hour. I think it's really important for us to understand um, the difference between what it means to do a job and actually make a specific amount of money in exchange for that job and what your dollar per hour actually is. A lot of people say that real estate brokers make too much money, and I'm not here to to argue that as a broker myself. I don't think we make enough money. I think we make as much money as we work hard enough to make. But I'm here to just bring to light a concept that if you are a business owner, whether it's real estate or another industry, or you're thinking about getting into business and becoming an entrepreneur, really helping you understand what you need to be focused on. And it's not your gross income annually or quarterly or monthly, it is your dollar per hour. And your dollar per hour will actually allow you to make better decisions about your time and where you're spending it so that you can be sure that you're not either A, wasting time, or B, maybe not providing the best service because you're putting too much time in one specific category. So I'm going to break this down for you. Let's say that a person makes $60,000 a year on salary. And this is some math, so just bear with me here. If they make $60,000 a year divided by 12, they're making $5,000 a month, right? And if you're on salary, you're saying, well, Margo, you're not taking out my Social Security, you're not taking out taxes. Okay, we'll do that too. So let's say that instead you're taking 4,500 per month, right? So how much are you making per week? Well, divided by 4 weeks, you're making a little over $1,100 per week. And if you are working a 9 to 5 job, you don't clock in until 9, you leave right at 5, no one can call you before that time or after, you're probably working about 40 hours a week, right? Standard American job. So with that in mind, your dollar per hour is $28 per hour for that year of work at a $60,000 salary. Now let's take the same example with a business owner who's making $150,000 a year. I'm going to use the real estate business because I am a broker and I understand this business better. But for us, in order to make $150,000 a year at an average price point of $300,000 at 2.5% commission, we are doing 20 sales. Now, in order to achieve those 20 sales, obviously there's a lot of work that goes into it, right? And I know this from being an experienced broker. I do sell more real estate than this, than 20 sales per year. Some are less than $300,000 per sale. Some are more than $300,000. However, I do know that I am constantly thinking about work. I am doing, in many cases, the jobs of other people. I'm working before 9 a.m. I'm not clocking out after 5. I don't get weekends off. And I don't get paid time off each year either. And I don't get bonuses unless I choose to bonus myself. So again, I'm not using that to say that I have a hard job because I love what I do, but I'm just going to show you how fascinating this is when it comes to the dollar per hour. So 20 sales, right? How many hours a week am I working to get 20 sales? Well, I would say anywhere from 60 to 70 hours per week, at least in my profession. This is a combination of if it's your first time doing that, you're doing a lot of learning, you're doing a lot of lead generation, you're doing a lot of, you're probably writing a lot of offers for buyers. It doesn't mean that all of those offers are getting chosen or going into escrow, but you're probably working 60 to 70 hours a week. So how does this play out? Well, per month, um, after we take the 25% tax bracket because you're a 1099 employee, that brings your annual gross income down to about a little over $110,000. And then let's say that, like in my business, you've got MLS dues, you've got Realtor dues, you've got expenses in your business monthly in order to achieve those 20 sales. So let's take out $10,000 for expenses and cost of sale. And that's being generous. So then that puts you at $102,500 annual for that year of 20 sales. Per month divided by 12 is $8,540. And then per week, you're looking at about $2,135. Now, the argument is, well, how much are you working per week to make those sales? And like I said, I'm thinking that it's going to take someone, at least in my industry, 60 to 70 hours per week in order to achieve that. Therefore, I'm struggling with this a little bit. Therefore, leaving their dollar per hour anywhere between, let me do the math here. 2135 divided by 60 is $30 to $35 an hour. So in the grand scheme of things, the business owner who makes a gross of $150,000 in real estate selling 20 homes a year is not really making that much per hour more than the $60,000 a year salary employee. Interesting thought, right? So again, I'm not putting this out there to say, oh, I work so hard, or oh, woe is me, you should feel sorry for me. I don't mean it like that at all. Like I said, I love what I do. And the only reason that I bring this up is because the conversation this morning reminded me that a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, and even clients, that are either selling or buying real estate, they see real estate checks come through and they're like, oh my gosh, you made $10,000 of this sale, or oh my gosh, you made, even $5,000 in a sale. Sometimes people think that's too much, but they don't know and they don't understand the backstory, what it takes to get the sale and what the dollar per hour actually looks like. So what I would also say to entrepreneurs is that when you are starting a business, you are going to be putting in more hours up front. You might even be putting in more than 60 to 70 hours a week. I don't know. But just be cognizant of your dollar per hour, because your dollar per hour determines your income and your worth. Attorneys charge $1 per hour. To get an attorney to do most things, you're paying hourly. An accountant, a counselor are charging dollar per hour, a psychologist, a doctor. So be cognizant of that and make smart decisions for your business around that. And if something doesn't match up to what your dollar per hour should be, then maybe leverage it out to someone else. Because after all, you want to be happy in what you're doing. And if you're doing something that feels like it's wasting your time or not the best use of your time, then perhaps you can leverage it, or maybe it's something that you shouldn't be doing at all. So please comment, share with me your thoughts on this dollar per hour. What have you learned about this concept versus just getting paid, and how has it worked for you in your business? Thank you so much for watching.